Hello everybody, my name is Nick, and this is another Songs of Conquest map making tutorial. Today, we're looking at how to set the win and lose conditions of your map.
In the Songs of Conquest, four factions rise with power and
You can set the win conditions for your map by going to the map settings and selecting or unselecting the options you want. Remember to place a tier of the Tree Mother or Beacons of Power on your map if you selected those options. If you choose the Beacons of Power option, you should also know that it's always only going to require a fraction of the total number of towers that you put on the map. Lose conditions can be chosen in much the same way, but are specific to each player. Your first option is the default setting, where you lose if you don't have any settlements for at least 5 turns. The no wielders or settlements left option means that the player stays alive so long as they have one wielder remaining. The round limit gives a player a timer before that player dies, and finally, the wielder can't die option lets you choose a specific wielder that must stay alive for the entire game. There is also an option that says trigger. Now, there are triggers that cause you to lose or win the game, which we will get to shortly. However, this option is not needed for these to work. In fact, this option doesn't seem to actually do anything. It is also possible to attach a trigger to an item that will cause you to win or lose the game. By selecting the Set Game Over option from the Interactions menu,
you can choose whether or not the game ends in a victory for the triggering player, as well as what text will show up on the Game Over screen.
Another trigger that you can use for a similar purpose is the Kill Target Player trigger. This will kill a player of your choice upon activation. The downside is that it will always just have a generic Game Over message. However, this allows you to do a game over for a specific player, rather than ending the game for everyone. You should note that these game-ending triggers do not create their own objective pop-ups the same way that the default win conditions do. If you want to tell the player that interacting with a certain object will move them closer to the end of the game, then you can instead use story objective triggers. Story objective triggers allows you to create or update map objectives that the player can see. For instance, we can make it so that this gold pouch updates an objective when picked up. Completing this objective doesn't do anything on its own, so you need to combine these story objectives with other triggers to make them do things.
This is an important public service announcement. To anyone planning on using triggers in their maps, please be aware. The AI does not interact with triggers. I repeat, the AI cannot interact with triggers. If you're using triggers, only the player has the power to use them. This has been a public service announcement.
I hope that you've all learned something about how to win at Songs of Conquest. If you use any of these tips to make your own maps, let us know in the comments down below. I've been Nick, and I hope to see you all in the next song.